so connection available. Hey everybody, happy Thursday. I did this morning, May 24th, Thursday, May 24th. Welcome back to the TED Show. I am super excited, as my daughters would be if they were watching, but they're at work. The Downtown Wedding Stroll and the Citrus Club, they have an event that's coming up, and we want to talk about the event. We want to talk about weddings, and I have three beautiful guests with me. Kristen Spellman is right here, Amy Pryor right here, and Caitlin Jones over here. So we want you to let us know that you can hear us or see us, obviously, which I think you can, but we also want you to ask questions. So if you have wedding questions in general, no divorce questions, please. This is all about weddings and happy stuff, and we're gonna have a good time and talk about the amazing event that's coming up, the Downtown Wedding Stroll on June 3rd. So welcome, ladies. This is pretty cool stuff. I haven't done a wedding show before, and when Amy came up to me and asked me about it, Amy's right here in the middle, I said, heck yeah, I want to do a wedding show. I cry at every single wedding. I don't care whose wedding it is. And we all just watched, if you didn't, you were under a rock, the royal wedding, which was last weekend. I did not get up at 4 in the morning to watch that, but beautiful. That's what, girls grow up dreaming of this wedding. My daughters started collecting magazine articles from the time they could cut magazine articles out. You guys probably don't even know what magazines are. We'll talk about that later. But welcome, guys. I'm super excited to have you guys here. It's really cool.
Thank you for having us.
But let's get to know them a little bit, because we can talk a lot about the event, and there's a lot going on with the event. But I mean, you all are recently new at the club. I'd say year and a half-ish. Amy and Kristen work at the club, and Caitlin, I believe, is a wedding planner,
yes.
Correct? Which I remember, it's a crazy little thing as the father of the bride, which we'll talk about in a minute. I don't know how anybody does it and doesn't have a wedding planner, to be honest with you. But also, you all do so much for the brides and the families. So welcome, and give us a little background on you guys. We can start whichever way you want to go.
So my name is Kristen Spellman. I actually started working for Club Corp while attending Florida State University. I had a passion for event planning, and so while studying, I started working for Club Corp at the University Center Club. So I have been with Club Corp since 2007. It's been a great ride. I've had the opportunity to work at a few of our other sister properties in Florida and also in Texas, and just a couple years ago I found myself in Orlando, and just this past year I joined the Citrus Club family.
Now, is that what you went to school for? Because obviously you were born, and then you weren't born and decided, okay, I'm gonna be private events, right? There's this story in between that I'd like to hear from all of you. Like, how did you decide you wanted to get into the private events arena, the planning arena? Was that your college degree? Was that what you went to school for?
Yes. Well, for me personally, it's actually what I went to school for. Growing up, my mother actually did meeting planning for corporate meeting planning, and so I got a taste for what she did and decided to pursue that route.
That's awesome. And you're recently married.
I am recently married.
That's right.
Yes.
I had to spell your name, which is really easy, Spellman, like 5 times. I had to make sure I spelled it right. So welcome. That's awesome. All right, Amy, what's your story?
Sure. So I've actually been in Orlando for almost 20 years. I know I'm kind of dating myself.
Wow.
With that.
You look like a baby.
Thank you. And I've been involved in the event industry since. I did go to the University of Florida. Go Gators.
Oh yeah, go Gators. I didn't want to say anything when Kristen said that, but I'm like, seriously?
We are. We're an office divided.
Yes.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah.
We have fun with it, though.
We do. And my degree is in leisure service management, sports administration. And for me, it was actually my student volunteering at UF, where I was working with Florida Blue Key, my sorority. I was a Gator gal, and finding out that all this fun stuff I could get paid for. So I was like, really? I can make this into a career? So halfway at UF, I switched over from a zoology major to leisure service.
Zoology major?
I know.
What did you want to do with that?
I wanted to be a veterinarian, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
Until I found out that I'm allergic to cat and dog dander.
Oh, yeah, you can't do that, really, with that.
No.
What sorority?
Sigma Kappa.
Sigma Kappa. See, I'm a Sigma Chi, UCF
All right.
Sigma Chi. Go Knights. We're kind of Switzerland in this whole FSU, UF insanity. And how about you, Caitlin?
Well, I was born and raised in South Florida, and then I came up here to go to UCF, so go
Right,
Knights.
go Knights. We have 2 Knights in the room.
Yep, I went to Rosen College for hospitality, and that's where I kind of worked in a few different places in the industry, but I really found my calling in event planning, and I've been the owner of my company now for 6 years, and we do weddings in all different kinds of venues across Central Florida and beyond.
I love that.
Yes.
So all of you have a background. It's not like, and I'll say this, they won't, they're kind. It's not like, hey, I'm going to be a wedding planner today and wake up and print the business cards and all of a sudden I'm a wedding planner or I'm an event planner. They actually have the background and the experience, which is what you want. Trust me. I have had friends that have had the wedding planner with the cousins, aunts, mother, sister, who all of a sudden now is a wedding planner, an event planner, and they had the cards printed up, I don't know where. They might have crayoned them in, actually. And so I can't believe they trust this big event, especially a wedding, to somebody who doesn't have the experience. And you have to have the contacts. You have to have so much goes into it. So when you have a bride come to you, since we're talking about weddings, what's the first thing you all do? You have a sit down. I remember, and we'll talk about my daughter's wedding in a minute. You have a sit down. You have to have a conversation to get their vision, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And so how does that work? I mean, I can't imagine. I know what high maintenance, it wasn't me, high maintenance our situation was, because you have this vision since you were, for girls especially, it's probably been a 15-year vision in the making. And then the mothers has been since they were born. And so you're having to figure out how to maneuver around it. You've got to take into consideration budget and all of that. How does that first meeting usually go? Do you just sit and listen and take notes, or how does it all transpire?
Well, I can speak, being from the Citrus Club and a venue, for us, it's a little bit different. Generally, our potential bride and grooms that reach out to us, we start off with initial site tour, showing them the facilities, letting them know kind of the capacities, what we have to offer, showing them our different packages, and then, kind of finding out as we go through the tour process, kind of what their vision is, what they're looking for, kind of guest count. And then after we do a tour, I sit down with the client, kind of go over our pricing, our packaging, and then find out kind of what they're looking to do and how the Citrus Club might be a good fit for them.
Very cool.
And a lot of times too on that site tour, we try to paint the picture and just help them to envision what their potential wedding could look like. A lot of times too, we like to do tours when we are set up for a wedding, just because, again, it just helps to create that visual aspect as well.
We're very visual.
And so what happens when you have the girl who has a dream of having taffeta and cowboy boots? Or you have this vision that you sit there, I imagine, because you're professional. See, I would have the giggles. Like, I'd be like, are you serious? But you have to sit there and kind of take it in, and then do you help direct them? Because there's a vision, but once they have it, once they see that there is so much more out there, you're helping direct them and kind of guide them, right, toward where they need to be.
Sure. I would say for me, what I usually do is, if they are looking at different things, this is where our great vendor partners, Ms. Caitlin, comes into place.
I love it.
Is I actually put them in touch or refer or ask them to reach out to different vendors, or I reach out to vendors that I know would offer the services that they're looking for. Whether it's this particular decor, obviously we see a lot of the kind of vintage, more of that shabby chic rustic, which honestly you can do in any type of venue. It doesn't necessarily have to be more of that barn type of thing.
The barn. We're gonna hashtag that later.
But just really trying to help them with the proper resources and kind of direction. And then for me, I usually want to get them in touch with a planner, because a planner really can help facilitate a lot of those decision-making processes.
Which I think is an important, and I'm glad Caitlin's here, obviously, for a lot of reasons, because so the club has private events directors. You're looking at the 2 private events directors. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're the wedding planner. They're helping to guide and sort of get you through the Citrus Club and maybe point you in the right direction. but you have an entire wedding planner who's going to help you, who's going to be there through every step of the way. Not that Amy and Kristen won't be, but they have other things to do in this, and Caitlin's is specific. So let's say they bring the vision, Caitlin, right? So they've had to sit down, they're going against the flip-flops / cowboy boots and the taffeta skirts or whatever they're gonna wear, and you sit down, and then what's your meeting like with the first time with them?
My biggest job is to make sure that they are realistic. A lot of times brides see things on Pinterest or Google and it may not be within their budget, so I want to make sure that I'm being realistic with them, making sure that they're going to the right vendors that can provide their vision in their budget, because you don't want an unhappy bride.
Right. I mean, and that it's also it's such an emotional thing. So we'll talk about mine. I had my wedding reception here 27 and a half years ago. We had a beautiful reception, had everything was booked, the whole place, which was amazing. My daughter had her wedding reception here about a year and a half ago, year and a couple of months. And she was from out of town, so she had the wedding here. And what the club did was so amazing, to work long distance and know that every moment that Courtney was here, we had to be productive in that time, and we had to get a lot accomplished. And so they had all of it together. They had the florist together, they had the food together, and the important stuff like the bar together. That was for me. But it's so critical to be able to work with any bride, no matter where they're at. And so many brides also work all the time. So then you have to coordinate around their work schedule. A lot of email correspondence. Now, is it really true, that show? And then I do want to eventually get to June 3rd and the Downtown Wedding Stroll. The Bridezilla show I could watch all day long. Do you deal with brides like that? Are there truly brides that come in and it's just a show, a crazy show? I won't say that on Citrus Club TV today, but one of those shows where it's you can't believe the person you're dealing with? Or does it tend to be the periphery around those people?
I would say, I mean, honestly, I haven't really had any of that over the top. I think those shows kind of take a situation and just add a little like stress and little drama to it because it is tough, television. But for me, no. I mean, I would say 99% of the brides I have dealt with, very calm. I mean, yes, at times there's specific, like, this is what I want, this is what I want to see. But generally on the day of, at that point, they've been through the process and it's more of, I just want to enjoy. And I always try to tell them, live in the moment, enjoy the moment, live, enjoy today, take it all in, be present, and let the professionals take care of it.
Right, let them. And John Wild, who's that damn radio show is the name of one of his radio shows. He says he wants a wedding where everyone is wrapped in saran wrap. John, that's for a whole nother topic. We'll do a show about that another time, John. But thank you for that comment. All right, so let's talk about the event, because that's what we have. Downtown Wedding Stroll, June 3rd. It looks like it's going to be amazing. I mean, anything that the Citrus Club does and any vendors that they work with and other places in town they work with, of course it's going to be amazing. So talk about the Downtown Wedding Stroll. Give them some information about it.
Sure. So the Downtown Wedding Stroll consists of 3 actual venues. The starting point is here at the Citrus Club, and like Ted said, it's on June 3rd. It starts at 10:30. It ends at 3 o'clock. You come to the Citrus Club first here on the 18th floor, and then about 12 o'clock noon, the Grand Bohemian, which is a beautiful hotel property that's 1 block from us, will open up, and so there's an opportunity to see their ballroom, meet additional vendors, and then about 1 o'clock, the Dr. Phillips Center, which is our new performing arts center, will open, and then there'll be a fashion show at 2 o'clock. So it's a great opportunity to kind of see 3 different type of venues in close proximity, and enjoy yourselves with food, drink, and then meet wonderful vendors from planners to florists to photographers, videographers. We have
So everybody, so you're bringing everybody to them.
Oh, yeah.
So it's one place where if you're considering it, this is a place where you can kind of test out some of the people, some of the vendors that you all work with.
yeah, and I think Kristen can better explain what we're doing here at the club.
Yes, this definitely isn't going to be your average wedding show with a number of vendors at different booths. It really allows the vendors to showcase their true work and to be able to visit one-on-one with the couples and offer more personalized attention and just be able to, better explain their services and to really put their services on display.
I love that.
And so, yes, our ballroom will be transformed that day. We'll be hosting a number of different vendors. And so, yes, at the same time, too, we'll be offering food and drinks and giving everybody a taste of what we offer our wedding couples here at the club.
So when you do the food and drinks, for example, is that going to be the food that chef is at the Citrus Club? Is that chef centric, or are there other food vendors?
Nope, we're the only food vendor
Love
here
it.
at the Citrus Club.
The food here is amazing, people. It's
So what's
amazing.
kind of unique with this experience is that when you come up, we'll have, we'll be greeted by mimosas. We'll have as part of our ballroom set up like a ceremony. We'll have some beautiful like table designs so that you can kind of feel and touch things. You can see floral, you can touch linens. We'll have some different food that's being passed, and that's all included in their ticket price.
So is it a couple event?
Yeah, actually, the tickets are actually sold in pairs. So it could be two people, it could be
Like that.
bride and groom, it could be bride and mom, it could be bride with bridesmaids, it could be groom, it could be bride, groom. But it's great because it's $20 for a pair of tickets, $15 for a single ticket, and you can purchase those tickets online. Plus, we'll offer tickets to be sold the day of the event as well.
And don't let the word stroll, which would normally scare me, scare you, because
And all the
literally you're
venues have
here.
food and drink.
You're at. Yeah, see, that's the magic word
Yes,
right
that's
there.
what gets
All
me.
the venues have food and drink. So you
And
start
different
here, and you
vendors.
could literally walk across the street to Grand Bohemian, and then Dr. Phillips is right there. So when they say stroll, don't think of it as a pub crawl. Think of it as a downtown wedding stroll, because you're just going to venues that are close. So don't worry about, because I had some people when I posted weather. It's still going to happen, and it's so close. You're going to be fine. Trust
Yeah,
me.
you can park here in our parking garage and then take the elevator up to the 18th floor. Citrus Club will have parking open, $5 a car. Can't beat that.
Yeah, you can't beat that. Come on, downtown parking.
Exactly.
All right, and so what are people? So Caitlin is a vendor.
Yes.
So what are you going to be doing during the stroll and during all of that, Caitlin?
Well, since brides are very visual, we're going to have some photos that they can see, some of our work, different styles of weddings that we've put together. We're also going to be giving out little Planet swag, so
Love
stop by for
swag.
that.
Love it.
And just kind of getting an intimate experience to talk one-on-one with a couple or a bride or the parents, because we really don't get that through our website or when they text us or anything like that. So in-person, intimate contact
Yeah,
with
because I think people are so, especially when it comes to weddings or events, they want they have a vision, and then you're allowing them to touch, feel, see things that you can't really get necessarily from a magazine or from a website, and it's so important that you. I mean, if you're planning far enough in advance, which I recommend you do, trust me.
We still have the dates available,
You
2018.
that's right. That's right. Maybe you want to have a quick. I don't know. You never know. Look, these ladies work miracles.
Got a
I've
couple
seen
dates in
them.
the fall.
I love it.
Still
And-
some summer dates available.
See, and so, and the other thing that I want to talk about from my personal experience with my daughter's wedding here is that I think a lot of people think Citrus Club, 18th floor, old school club, members only club, so I'm going to be priced out there. And that's not the case. So talk to them a little bit about that, because that perception, I think sometimes people are like, I'd love to have it up there, Ted, but there's no way I could have it up there. And we found in our shopping, although my daughter since the age of 4 was going to have her reception here, but we found shopping wise, there was no better venue for the value and for the quality that we wanted to have for Courtney's wedding than here.
So one of the biggest misconceptions about hosting a wedding or event at the club is that a lot of people think that they have to be members, which is not the case. We cater to both members and non-members. However, membership does have its perks. And so, as Ted would know.
I know. It's awesome.
But with our space, it's so versatile, and the way that we like to explain to our couples is that it's truly a blank canvas, and there's so many ways that you can design and create the vision of whatever the couple has in mind to create their special day.
Yeah, and I also want to share, we knew where we were going to have Courtney's reception, but of course, there are people that I know in town because of the show, because we grew up here. Let me send you our price list, Ted. And I can tell you that for some of the venues that I would not personally consider, their pricing was actually higher, and the venue itself was something I don't even know what you would have there. You would have a conference, maybe.
Well, what's great, Ted, with our pricing, we have wedding packages that are pretty inclusive. So our package, not only includes, 4-hour open bar, hors d'oeuvres, 2-course dinner. You get the upgraded Chivalry chairs. We have a wonderful partnership with Sprinkles Custom Cakes. So your wedding cake is included in your package.
It was so good.
You have, obviously we have a black hardwood dance floor. But the best part is, where else can you get these amazing views? There's not any venue in the city that you can, be on the 18th floor and just get a magnificent view of downtown.
Yeah, I want to encourage brides who may not have considered the club, don't be intimidated. You can see that these are not intimidating people. We're not intimidating up here. So come up and at least give them the opportunity to show you how amazing the venue is and how easy they are to work with. Because remember, the club, like any other venue, wedding venue, reception venue, they want to earn a long-term, lifetime customer. So they want you to be happy. It's not like they are going to make it so that you're unhappy on your happiest day of your life, right? So Melissa McGee said she had her reception there. It was the best.
Awesome.
So, and that's the thing I want to tell you guys. So the other thing is, again, about back to the intimidation, because I hear it a lot.
Well, that's why
reach
you
out.
Come to the
Come
Stroll.
to the Stroll. We're going to post, which I posted earlier, but Kristen and Amy and I'm sure Caitlin, we're going to post the contact information. Reach out to them. Shoot them an email. They're incredibly responsive. And guess what? They love what they do, and it shows. So that's what you want, in my opinion, when you're dealing with any kind of event planner or private events director. If they love what they're doing, they're going to make sure that you love what your end product is, I think. So any parting words of wisdom for them? Anything you want to share with them? See how fast the 25 minutes goes? Anything that you want to share? Obviously, we're going to share about June 3rd. I promise you we're going to post it. They're going to share it. Citrus Club, we're going to share it everywhere. But anything you want to share with them, a bride's considering it, a bride's got a limited budget, a bride has a bridezilla for a mom. What's something that you can share with them that I think, words of wisdom?
I think when it comes to budget, we all have those. Budget is a budget, but maybe sometimes look at doing something, smaller, or looking at something more personalized, and maybe don't necessarily need to do all the favors, but make it more representative of what you are. And then for some, if it's really what your dream is, maybe postpone it, save up the money, and look at trying to create, what that perfect day or that day for you and your significant other is
What
about.
other private events director is going to tell you to postpone it and save up your money? Do you know why? Because she believes in what she's doing, and she wants your day to be the perfect day. So important. How about you, Kristen or Caitlin?
For me, just going through the whole wedding planning process on a personal level, just words of wisdom, any advice I could give would be to just trust your vendors. Take your time in terms of researching vendors. We are in the Orlando market. There's so many different vendors to choose from. But for me personally, for instance, I after doing weddings for so long, at first I didn't think that I would need a wedding coordinator. Do you have a wedding coordinator? No, you know, I had it all under control and this and that.
Of course you did.
Yeah, well, so I thought.
Yeah.
But then shortly after, or shortly into the planning, I should say, decided to get with a local wedding planner, and it definitely took a lot of the stress. You know, on the day of, just so many things can happen, and so definitely takes the stress and pressure off.
And
for
you
sure.
vetted yours, right?
Yes.
Again, it's like anything, like on the mortgage side, on the real estate side, on the planning side. Just because your sister's cousin's brother did it, now all of a sudden they're a wedding planner. Please do your research. Make sure you vet the people, get the references, know what their work is. And if they don't have a website or they don't have somewhere where you can go look, you really do want to take, it's a red flag. All right, and then Caitlin, anything you want to share with them last minute, words of wisdom?
I would say just kind of what I said in the beginning, be realistic about your wedding. Not everyone can have a royal wedding like Meghan and Harry did. So be realistic with your budget, with your guest count, with your vendors, like Kristen said. Make sure that you're vetting them, that they're experienced, they know what they're doing, and they can make it your dream wedding.
I love it. All right, so three passionate people, three passionate women who want nothing more than for your day, your big day, your biggest day in your life, to be the best day ever. And I can vouch for that since my daughter's wedding was here. So thank you guys. So reception was here. Thank you guys so much. See, it goes by fast. June 3rd, we're going to post everything. We've got all the information. We'll post the website again. Thank you guys for coming on. It was awesome.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
You are awesome. Thank you. All right, we love you guys. See, you're getting all the hearts and the thumbs up now. All right, we'll talk to you soon. We'll post everything, I promise.